So yeah, so I mean, worthy, the mindset of I'm not worthy enough is like huge, I think, especially for women. Um, I was going to ask you, like, when you're working with your clients and especially employees, does that seem to also come up as well?
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things. And, I talk about the breaking through those blocks. And that's one of the biggest things is I'm not worried. Everybody, and I hate to pigeonhole people, but a lot of women is I'm not worthy. I should be giving everything to everybody else. We go through that piece of, always wanting to be the last,
Yeah.
and that's a hard block to get past. But yeah, there's that paradigm that we grow up with, the back of your head, people hearing, oh, you should be selfless. You're a mom. Moms do for others,
Yeah.
and we've learned that through all our lives. But, now we know that, we are worthy of taking care of ourselves. And if we don't take care of ourselves and we don't do for ourselves and we don't grow for ourselves, then we're not able to be there for anybody else anyway.
Right.
So it's getting people to understand that you are 100% worthy.
Yeah.
You should be taking care of yourself. You should do these things that fill your cup. Because when you fill your cup, you show up better every single day for everybody else in your life.
Yeah. I love this topic, mindset. It's like my favorite thing. Well, that makes sense. I'm a transformation and mindset coach.
There you go. That tells you right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when you're starting businesses, people who are business owners have mindset stuff. You don't have to have some traumatic experience in life. Every person on this planet, as far as I know, have old limiting beliefs that just play out in our life, and people just aren't aware of that. And
Yeah.
so I think it's great that a CEO of a company acknowledges that as part of her work. I think that's awesome that you do that, Joyce.
Thank you. It's once somebody understands what those limiting beliefs are and they're able to process through them. And I have some exercises and some tools and things that I do with people to kind of help them to break through it or recognize when those voices start talking to them and how to combat that. But the more we give our intention to, the more of that we're going to attract into our life. So if we allow ourselves to have intention of negative, then more negative is going to show up. So the sooner we can learn that, get those limiting beliefs in check, and replace those with positive affirmations and positive beliefs of what you truly deserve to have in your life. Things just, once you have that, things just start happening for you.
Exactly. Well, and it shifts for people around you. Even I don't know if you noticed this, but in my work, especially when I work on myself, like if I have some kind of story going on, or I'm making, like, the first thing I'm aware of is what am I making that mean? And because if I'm coming from a place of being defensive, or I have this loss of power or freedom or full self-expression or peace of mind, I know it's over here with me. So for example, I just had this great breakthrough around my husband. So like, he would walk in the room and I'll be maybe cooking something, and he'll come over and like, so did you read the recipe on how to do that? Or are you just winging it? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? What, you think I'm stupid or I'm not capable? I get defensive and immediately tacking back, right? I literally had to step back and take a breath, because I noticed that it was a pattern showing up, but I wasn't aware of before. And he would get mad, walk out of the room. So I stepped back and I'm like, okay, where is this really coming from?
Yeah.
And if you do the work and just go inside and check, you can find out where that story comes from. So what I learned was when I was 5, the kids in school would call me stupid. And I believed that over time. And so what I would do to compensate is learn as much as I could to feel like I was smart enough. And when I got that, I was like, oh my gosh. And it's silly, really, if you think about it. So I had a conversation and I shared that with him. And now when he comes in the room or anything I'm doing and he's contributed, I see it as a contribution versus as an attack. He's contributing his knowledge or wants to help me or something instead of that, right?
You change the story.
Yeah,
you took control of it and you changed the story, and that's awesome.
Could you imagine that being possible in all businesses?
I know, right? I have a guy that I work with, one of my clients, and he calls it the negative BS, and I'm like, what's that mean? He's like, it's your negative belief system. I'm like, oh, okay.
I love it.
I call it the stinking thinking. Get rid of that stinking thinking. You know?
I'll say it. Mine's called the shitty itty bitty committee.
Perfect. So yeah, I mean, we all have that, once we recognize it.
Yeah.
I know somebody else when she realizes it, she stops in her tracks and she says, I interrupt this message from
That's great.
This message for a I think the words are something, I interrupt this message for a communication from my soul, and then she will change up the message. And
I love that.
And it makes it go away. Once you answer those negative things, they'll go away. They don't continue to talk in your head once you've told them that they're the ones that are wrong. They go away.
Funny. That is so funny. Another tip or a technique that I learned from John Ashraf is the breathing 6 breaths technique. And then Mark Waldman, he says that if you yawn and stretch in that moment, it immediately stops it as well.
Nice.
I know. So I find myself yawning a lot. This is so great. I absolutely love what you're doing.
Yeah. It's, the biggest thing, I mean, human resources, whether it's corporate America or whatever, I mean, that's never going to be like your $1 million, but what fills my cup is watching the lights turn on with managers and business owners when they get the aha, and then I know that I am changing other people's lives for the better. That's what fills my cup. That's what gets me going. That's what makes me excited about what I do every day. So
I bet.
That's really why I do what I do. I'm never, this piece of my life, this HR stuff, this growth and development, it's not going to make me a multimillionaire, but that's okay because my life is really full and really great because I get to work with great people.
Yeah, that's all that matters, that you love your life. Yep. And not many people can actually say that. I love my life. Awesome. Well, is there anything that you'd like to leave our listeners with today? Like anything, just anything you want to share with them before we end this?
I can't say enough about that positive mindset, that shift, that change, really working towards trying to better yourself, better your life. And you do coaching, I do coaching. If there's anything, I'm all about what is it? Like the drug dealers, I'll give you the first taste for free. Like if I can help somebody, if in a conversation, I'd be glad to do that. I am all about trying to, if everybody had a different mindset, like you said, what a wonderful world it would be. So, whether it be connecting with a coach, I think there are a lot of great coaches out there, or doing the work yourself, finding somebody who you can listen to. There's a lot of great resources out there, but if you're in a place where you're stuck, you're in a place that you just don't know what you don't know, and you're just trying to, you're in a funk, spend some time, invest in yourself, do the work, and in such a short time, your life can change.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And it just takes practice. Just like anything else, you're adding new habits and practicing that are in alignment with you, your authentic self, versus how you view the world and what it should be like for you. Just drop that. Be yourself, be you. And and I just want to again thank you for being on my show today. And is there a way for our listeners to connect with you?
Absolutely. So I have a website. It's the Downs Consultant Group. .com. My last name, DOWNS, consultantgroup.com. I also have a Facebook page that'll get you connected to the website. Downs Consultant Group on Facebook. You know, if there are small businesses that need some help or direction, again, like that's what I, you know, if you want to have a conversation about that, I'm certainly willing to kind of see if we can make something work. I you know, I don't know if you have a link, you know, on the podcast or whatever, but Downs Consultant Group is the easiest way to reach me. You know, my email address is Joyce@Downs Consultant Group, and any of those ways is really the easiest, best way to reach out.
And you can you help businesses like around the world, or are you limited to where you're at in California? What's that like for you?
I am U.S. based right now because there are other laws in other countries that I'm not 100% familiar with. If somebody, you know, has a satellite office elsewhere, I've done some stuff in Canada. You know, I can always do the research and find out, but right now I pretty much, but I do across the entire country. I just got back from a 3-week stay in St. Louis for a law firm that I'm working with because they really needed me to be plugged in for a while. So yeah, I will do what I need to do for my people. I have no problem traveling if they need me physically there. So.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay. Yes. Well, thank you again, Joyce, for being on the show. And I just want the listeners to know I will be with you again tomorrow. I hope you show up. And if you have any comments, questions, or would like to share what you got from today's show, feel free to go to a new day with Susan on my Facebook page and share in the comments.
Excellent. Thank you so much.